Raider Nation, get ready. Today, we're breaking down the top 10 players the Las Vegas Raiders should target in Round 2 with pick number 37. I've carefully ranked these players from 10 to 1 based on team needs, overall fit, and potential impact. Let's kick off the list with number 10. At number 10, I've got Caleb Johnson, a 6'0", 225-pound running back from Iowa. It's no secret, the Raiders' running game was a disaster last season, ranking dead last in the NFL. That's why adding a strong, downhill runner like Johnson could be a sneaky good move. He's built like a tank, runs straight north and south, and thrives in an inside zone scheme. Pairing him with Raheem Mostert, who brings explosive speed, could give the Raiders' backfield a whole new dynamic. Now, I wouldn't necessarily take him at pick 37. He's someone I'd prefer to grab a little later. But with how deep this draft class is, running backs might start flying off the board earlier than expected. The Raiders already brought him in for a top 30 visit, so the interest is there. He's got power, patience, and solid hands, though his receiving game still needs work. Before we move on, a quick reminder. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Now let's talk about number 9 on the list. At number 9, we've got Shavon Rebel Jr., a cornerback from ECU. This guy is an absolute freak athlete at 6 feet 3 inches, 193 pounds. He's got the speed, length, and physical traits that Pete Carroll loves in a corner. Now, an injury last season did cause his draft stock to drop, but when healthy, he's a lockdown defender. The good news? He's expected to be fully ready by Week 1, unless there's a setback. The Raiders need to strengthen their secondary, and adding someone like Rebel Jr. could be a big-time move. Stick around as we continue the countdown with even bigger names coming up. Let's move on to number 8 on the list. At number 8, I've got Quinshon Judkins, a powerful running back who could be a game-changer for the Raiders' offense. This guy is an absolute wrecking ball on the field. At 5'11" and built like a tank, he runs low to the ground, making him hard to tackle and nearly impossible to stop once he gets moving. Last season, Judkins carried the ball 194 times and showed why he's one of the toughest runners in college football. He's the kind of back that defenders hate facing in the fourth quarter, especially in cold-weather games when tackling a bruising runner becomes a nightmare. If the Raiders have a lead late in a game, Judkins is the kind of closer they need to wear down defenses and grind out tough yards. The Raiders have already met with him at the NFL Combine, showing real interest in adding him to the team. He fits perfectly in an inside zone scheme, pairing well with Raheem Mostert's speed. He's also decent in pass protection and has solid hands, but if the Raiders invest in him early, he'll need to improve in those areas to become a true 3-down back. Moving on to number 7. At number 7, I've got Trey Amos, a physical cornerback out of Mississippi. Standing at 6 feet 0 inches, 195 pounds, he's got the size, length, and instincts to be a difference-maker in the secondary. One thing that stands out about Amos, his ability to find the football. Last season, he had 13 pass breakups, 50 tackles, and 3 interceptions, numbers that prove he knows how to make plays. Amos is the kind of player who gets better every year. His footwork, technique, and overall football IQ have all steadily improved, which is exactly what you want to see in a young corner. Playing in the SEC, he faced elite competition week after week, and that experience makes him NFL ready. The Raiders need more playmakers in the secondary, and Amos has all the tools to develop into a key piece of the defense. If he continues to improve, he could be a steal at pick 37. At number 6, we've got wide receiver Jaden Higgins. The Raiders need another playmaker at wide receiver, and Higgins could be the perfect fit. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches with strong hands and great route running skills, he has the ability to go up and win contested catches, exactly what you need in a true X-receiver. One thing that stands out about Higgins, football IQ. He has a natural ability to find soft spots in zone coverage, making him a reliable target on crucial downs. His style is similar to some of the best possession receivers in the league, always knowing where to be at the right time. The challenge? He's stuck in that draft limbo, probably too good to still be available at pick 68, but maybe a slight reach at pick 37. However, if the Raiders believe he can develop into a high-impact starter, he could be worth the investment. His ability to run a full route tree, go up for 50-50 balls, and create separation makes him an ideal target for Geno Smith. Moving into the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is cornerback Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. This guy is a rising star in the draft process, and for good reason. He's one of the most athletically gifted defensive backs available. At 6 feet 0 inches, 195 pounds, Harrison has the size, speed, and physicality that the Raiders' defense desperately needs. He's a sticky cover corner, aggressive at the line of scrimmage, and disruptive in passing lanes. His instincts and ball skills have continued to improve, making him a legitimate playmaker on the outside. With the Raiders looking to solidify their secondary, Harrison could be a perfect addition. He has all the tools to develop into a shutdown corner, and, under the right coaching, he could quickly become a key piece of the defense. At number 5, we have cornerback Maxwell Harrison. Harrison is one of the fastest and most athletic corners in the draft, but he's also a high-risk, high-reward prospect. He has blazing 4.28 speed and strong ball skills, making him an exciting option for the Raiders. But here's the problem: his tackling. Right now, he's a liability in the run game, and that could make the Raiders hesitate. He's got the coverage skills, versatility, and quickness to play, inside or outside, but if he doesn't improve his willingness to hit, he could become a one-dimensional player. If the Raiders take a chance on him, it will be because they believe they can develop his physicality while keeping his elite movement and coverage ability intact. If he bulks up without losing speed, he could turn into an impact player in Las Vegas. At number 4, linebacker Carson Schlesinger from UCLA. This guy lives around the football. He's not the biggest linebacker at 6 feet 2 inches and 242 pounds, but he plays with an aggressive, high-motor style that coaches love. His instincts are off the charts, and that's what makes him such an effective playmaker. Last season, he racked up 136 tackles and 4 sacks, proving that he's got both range and pass-rushing ability. What stands out most is his sideline-to-sideline speed. He's always in the right place at the right time. The Raiders met with Schlesinger at the NFL Combine, which means they're already seriously evaluating him. Pairing him with a hard-hitting veteran like Elandon Roberts could give the Raiders a tough, physical linebacker duo that brings energy to the defense. At number 3, cornerback Benjamin Morrison. The Raiders really like this guy, and for good reason. He's a true leader, a shutdown corner, and someone who has already proven he can handle tough matchups. With 3 years of experience at Notre Dame, Morrison has been battle-tested against top competition, and it shows in his game. He's smart, physical, and disciplined, all traits that the Raiders need in their secondary. Las Vegas has done their homework on him. He's had a top 30 visit and met with them at the NFL Combine. The interest is real, and if Morrison is still available, don't be surprised if the Raiders pull the trigger on him. At number 3, cornerback Benjamin Morrison is a true competitor with the instincts and toughness that every coach wants in a cornerback. He's not the biggest, and he's not the flashiest, but he's consistently great at everything. That's why many scouts compare him to Marlon Humphrey, a player who might not dominate one category but does everything at a high level. With 9 interceptions in 31 games, Morrison has a knack for making plays. He's physical, he's aggressive, and most importantly, he's always around the ball. The biggest concern? That hip injury from last season. The Raiders are closely evaluating whether he's fully recovered, but if he is, he could be a key piece in the secondary. At pick number 37, Morrison could be a steal. He's already met with the Raiders, and he's definitely on their radar as they continue their draft research. At number 2, running back Tre'Veyon Henderson is a home run hitter, a running back who can break open a game with just one play. The Raiders need explosive weapons, and Henderson brings elite speed, pass-catching ability and versatility to the table. He's not just a runner. He's a legitimate receiving threat, catching the ball like a wide receiver. That kind of skill is invaluable in today's NFL, where running backs have to be more than just downhill bruisers. He's also one of the best pass blockers in this draft class, which means he can stay on the field in all situations. Yes, there are concerns about his vision on inside runs, but his ability to stretch defenses and create mismatches makes him a prime target for the Raiders at pick number 37. The best option for the Raiders at number 37, Xavier Watts. The Raiders have a serious gap in their secondary, and the best way to fix it? Drafting Xavier Watts. The Notre Dame star safety is a game changer, and if he's available at pick number 37, the Raiders can't afford to pass him up. Watts brings everything you want in a free safety. He's a true ball hawk, with 13 interceptions in the past 2 seasons. He's a hard-hitting leader, a team captain, and the first 2-time consensus All-American from Notre Dame since 1993. That kind of pedigree isn't easy to find. But what really sets him apart? Instincts and playmaking ability. Watts knows where the ball is going before the quarterback does. He's a center field defender who covers ground like a missile and doesn't hesitate to step up against the run. With 83 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 9 pass breakups last season, he was one of the most dominant safeties in college football. The Raiders met with him at the Combine, and it's clear he's on their radar. If they land him, he could immediately solidify the back end of their defense. A true impact player from day one.